social media platform like Instagram,
TikTok.
Who are the people that people follow and they like advertise for brands and what's the other name for them? No, and they're called
influencers.
Yes,
influencer.
It's a website where coders share their codes.
GitHub.
Okay, not GitHub. Another version of GitHub. Okay, they don't share their codes per se, but like it's just a community of web developers. They share opportunities, they share, and they create channels with it.
What is that?
Give it a guess. You know it. Should I say it?
Yeah.
DevPost.
No.
What?
Discord.
Discord. Okay. Okay, so there's this gadget that when you're working, you put over your head so that...
Headphones.
Yes.
Hello everyone, welcome to today's conversation. With me, I'm joined by two lovely professional women here at the Aga Khan University as we celebrate the International Women's Day in STEM.
What is your name and what do you do at AKU?
My name is Annette Kavata. I am a second year medical student at the Aga Khan University. In addition to that, I'm also the leader of Gallup AKU Club, which is a club here at Aga Khan University that advocates for gender equity and sexual reproductive health and rights. Yeah.
Hello, I'm Sharon Tenui. I'm a data scientist at the Aga Khan University Data Innovation Office, where I work a lot with AI and large language models to build systems that understand us better.
My name is Uzma Qureshi. I'm Senior Manager EHR Operations at the Aga Khan University Hospital, Nairobi. My role is at the intersection of healthcare, data, and people. So I had the honor to lead one of the biggest electronic health records project implementation in East Africa. And we just didn't focus on technology, but it was how is it going to impact the lives of people. And I think that's really a big thing for us, that we now want to innovate and use AI to come up with more better solutions to improve patient lives.
What did you want to be when you were growing up?
So I actually never thought of really that I was going to be in STEM, but I always wanted to help people. I think I come from that background, especially my family. I've seen my mom, my dad, my uncles and my aunts and grandmother always helping people. And I think that's what I wanted to really do. So when, I came in this organization and I got this opportunity to implement systems that change people's lives, is when we realized that we were behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. So we build in the systems that there's we ensure that there's no medication error, or we have like an alert for sepsis that will help you to work on time for your patient, or ensure that there's good diagnosis being captured, so that the outcome is better, or also just looking at the operations of the hospital. So I think by looking at that, I feel like there's a part of us. It was a really nice article that was published about me, and I really liked the heading. It was "Not all heroes wear scrubs," and I think that's what IT does in technology. And this is something that I felt like, it really, by just helping people or changing people's lives, mm-hmm. by just innovation, mm-hmm. and IT, and what a huge difference it's made in our institution. I think it's profound.
Great. I could say the same as well. I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. There was definitely the big the careers that were all over the place, being a doctor, being an engineer, a pilot. But growing up, I want to say I was clueless. So I had one rule: just be the best at what you do. Just if it's school, try and do your best in school. And when I joined university is when I gained more clarity as to what I wanted to be. And it was to work in tech, build computer systems, and being more developed and developing my skills in that area helped me narrow down what I wanted to be exactly. And I was privileged to go to school or to enter the industry at a time when data was just beginning to appear like it's very valuable. And that's how I started my career in data science. And since I started, while tech is a really wide field, you could do a lot of things in tech. I found my niche in data science because it ties everything together. Systems rely on data, and I felt like being in this position, I could translate insights directly to people. I could be able to explain what data means and use systems to provide value to people. So yeah.
Oh, wow. So for me, I've always wanted to be a scientist when I grew up. I used to watch this channel called Da Vinci when I was a kid.
Okay.
They used to do a lot of lab experiments. Yeah. So yeah, they really made science feel exciting, but I didn't know what kind of scientist I wanted to be. I just knew I wanted to come up with a big innovation, big project, yeah.
Okay, so the next question is, what do you enjoy about your current role?
I think, again, my current role is, so we're not just technology driven. So when we build systems, when we do something, I feel so good about it because I know that somewhere it has impacted somebody's life for the better. Okay. And when I remember that, a few years ago, our chair, the late Dr. Sudhir Vinayak, he came to us and he said, I have this prototype, and many women don't even know that they need to have an ultrasound when they're pregnant to do a scan in the low income settings. Yeah. And so he said, let's go into the rural areas, and we trained the sonographers, and we, as a technical lead, we needed to see that we have lossless images coming into the hospital for the radiologists to report on it. Yeah. And we did that. Our consultants in radiology, trained the midwives there to do to do the scanning, and it was. They didn't even know. They didn't even know what it was. And that's when I felt like, oh my God, we're making such a huge impact in somebody's lives, And there was no hospital in East Africa that could manage this. And we did it. We sent lossless images straight to the hospital. Within 25 minutes, it was reported by a consultant. And babies were saved, right? Because now you can see what's happening with them, or the mothers are in a better position because WHO says that you need to have at least one ultrasound done in your pregnancy. Mm-hmm. And that really touched me in so many ways that I felt like, even though I'm not a clinician, I did make an impact in a patient's life. And that then moved on, with like our clinicians and our residents, our consultants, Dr. Nidhilika, Dr. Marlene Timmerman. They took this now further, and it's something called iMama and Mimba Yangu now, where Bill Gates came and gave the Melinda Foundation gave grants for this. So what happened to this, and why I keep bringing this, is because I went to Radiological Society of North America to present this in Chicago. My paper went through about it, and I was 6 months pregnant, and I had a really bad pregnancy. And it was the ultrasounds that, I had to keep doing to ensure that my baby's okay. And that, it hit me so hard that, this innovation, technology actually helps us. So I went and I presented, and everybody standing there was like, really? That happens in Africa? You did all this in Africa? And I think just that made me feel it just gave me some sort of contentment and happiness that what I do in my current role, I'm not just focusing on technology. Yes, I'm in IT and I'm not a clinician, but I help people's lives. And I think that just made me want to do even more and, go into this whole AI to improve patient lives.
I'll say what I enjoy about my current role as a medical student is that medicine is very dynamic. Every day I get to learn something new, and it keeps pushing me to ask questions like, how can what we are learning make an impact out there? And I think that curiosity is my drive to do medicine. Yeah.
Okay. What I enjoy is being able to apply really advanced tech that's developing every day directly in my environment. I'm building systems that I know will be used by clinicians in a few months. I'm building a tool that is not just for research or for profit, but it's something that is built for the current challenges, and it has the potential to really improve processes and outcomes with the people that we work with. Yeah, so that's what I love about.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. So, did you ever doubt STEM was for you, and what kept you going?
Wow. Yeah, I definitely did at some points because I grew up in Kitui, and like the community around had the idea that STEM was majorly meant for boys and girls were meant to do other things like arts. So I found myself doubting if I was really meant to pursue something related to STEM. But then I think what changed the mindset was when I joined high school. Like the teachers that I got there were very supportive, and they encouraged me to get into spaces like the Mathematics Olympiad, the Science Congress, and I realized that I actually do belong in those spaces because I was really doing great in the...
Amazing.
Yeah.
I did as well feel like maybe this wasn't for me, especially when I started out my career, because tech and being a software developer is a male-dominated field. And when I showed up at my first job, I was just one of two ladies in my department, and we were so green, and the boys or the men there looked like they knew everything. And I was just wondering how I could keep up. But I would say that moment where I was feeling inadequate and feeling like maybe I didn't have what it takes is what has gotten me this far, because I had the support. Like I reached out to a few friends of mine, a few mentors, and shared my feelings then of inadequacy and all that. And they really helped me see beyond my inadequacy. They helped me concentrate on what I'm good at and focus on growing my skills, and not be intimidated by the fact that we're not too many women in the room. So that support system, as well as just the drive to not give up and just overcome challenges, that's what has gotten me this far.
Yeah. Nice. So yeah, I resonate with both of you because did I ever doubt it? Yes, I did. And again, because it's so, it's such a male-dominated field. And, in the senior leadership team in Kenya, I'm still the only woman in IT. And this is why we want to mentor more women to grow into these leadership positions in STEM. And so yes, I doubted it, but what kept me going is the results that I was seeing, when doing little small projects. And I feel like, being a woman is not easy because you're a wife, you're a mother, so you have your responsibilities. But what I would say is for you to keep going in a profession like this is you have to have courage and passion for what you do. And you have to have faith in yourself and in God. And when you know that, when you know you can do it, you know you will definitely make it. And one thing is that I feel like for a woman especially, the support system is key in this. For your success, not just, the environment at work is important. I feel the environment at home is very important. So for me, I've been really blessed that I have an amazing husband who supports me. My children, my son calls me doctor, and I keep telling him I'm not a doctor. And he goes, no, mama, you're a doctor, And so, just that happiness in his face, him being so proud, and my daughter, I just feel like, I'm going to go on for them. So that support system with family and friends and your husband and children, it's so important, because when we were going live with the electronic health record, I didn't go home for 4 days. We were doing night shifts. Like, I was awake and I had a baby at home, but my husband's like, don't worry, I got it. I would have not been able to do that. So women in STEM especially, they need that support from both the organization and also, at home.
Yeah.
It's very important.
How do you see AI or data shaping the future for women and girls?
AI is there. We need to embrace it. A lot of people fear AI, but for me, and I keep telling my team, and when we meet different people, is that AI, what we need to be is responsible and ethical when it comes to AI. It's important for us because it's the way forward. So we need to learn more. We need to get involved in it more. So at the hospital, at AKU, we want to embrace it. We're embracing AI, and we want to encourage women in STEM to get into more of AI projects and take this AI, like I said, in the low middle income settings, so that how can we help them? People who don't have access to healthcare, health facilities. So we're looking at maybe teleradiology, that's what we did, or telehealth, where can everyone have access to a doctor, come to a facility? No. So how do we use AI to improve this, or to actually, make the proximity of access of care, shorter for them, or just make it easier for them and better. So I think the women in STEM need to focus on AI, embrace it, not fear it. And whoever, we're in STEM right now, we should not fear that we're going to lose our jobs. I think that is one thing that women in STEM have been so worried about, that we will lose our jobs. But no, we just need to embrace it, and we need to see what's out there and work on it and train ourselves in AI, and now just shift the mindset. Like how we had mobile phones, right?
Yeah.
And it was all like text messages that there was no smartphone. And then we slowly moved towards it, and we embraced the smartphone. In the same way, I think with AI, we just need to focus on it and be positive and proactive, and we'll make it.
Yeah, I agree. I believe AI is a big enabler that will help a lot of women and people accelerate their growth in various industries, because AI can help you problem solve in whatever industry you're in. So if people embrace AI as a tool to help them do their work better, or learn a skill faster, it will really accelerate your progress in whatever space you're in, and it will even open you up to new opportunities and new ideas that you had not exposed yourself to. So I believe it really opens up the amount of problems that we could solve, and also the number of people who could be able to build faster. Yeah, you can build faster using AI and be able to solve the problem that you have within your environment.
Yeah, I totally agree with you both. I honestly think that AI is here to equalize the playground in a way. Like AI and data create opportunities for us in terms of learning, in terms of research. Yeah, and I feel like it's a good tool for inviting more women into the space for innovation. Yeah.
Yeah, like we want to implement AI in radiology, and the consultants have seen that it'll just make your work easier and faster.
Yeah.
It's not replacing you. So
That still need you expertise.
exactly that expertise still needs to be there, but it's just helping you.
Yeah.
And especially in the medical space, like if AI can be used to simplify some repetitive work, then the specialists and the clinicians can spend more time with the patients and like create more impact.
Impact, exactly. Yeah, totally agree. Okay. So who inspired you the most in your STEM journey?
I'll say my mom. Yeah, she's been my number one supporter since day one. She's been providing me with the resources, encouraging me, even though sometimes I have very crazy ideas that seem unrealistic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say she's someone who has really inspired me in this STEM journey. Even though herself, she is not in the STEM space, but she has inspired me.
Nice.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I could say the same thing, but mine is my elder cousins and siblings were really close. But then I saw my elder siblings, cousins achieve such amazing things because they were in this field. They were in STEM, and they were also women in a space that's dominated by men, and seeing them thrive in those spaces was a huge motivator to me, and it enabled me to see that I could be in those spaces as well.
Amazing. Yeah, I agree with both of you. So for me, I think my journey in different phases, there were different people, but it's my late parents. My mom and dad were pro girls, it was very like, I come from a culture where, the boys are like, and I think that's how it is, it's always like boys. But my family, my grandmother was very different. I lived in an extended family, and we were 9 girls and 3 boys. And and it was always to ensure that the girls are educated. That was like the key in my family, that, girls have to be educated. And I think that journey started from there. Like who inspired me was my family, my parents, my dad and mom really pushed us. And, it was not, I remember when I went to university, it was not common for girls to go out of the country to go and study. But my dad was like, no, you're going, And I think that belief that he had in me and my mom, it made me stronger and want to go into this. And along the way, I was blessed with good mentors I met at Aga Khan Hospital, and my friends and my siblings and my husband. I met my husband at the hospital, and I remember he was one of my biggest cheerleaders. So it's for me, it was cumulative. I just had different people in my life, and they really inspired me. And when I looked at some of them and I remember when I thought this project, or this paper that I submitted, the late Dr. Vinayak, he was somebody who inspired me as well, because when I looked up at him, he used to tell me, Uzma, you will submit this paper for Radiological Society of North America. It's one of the most prestigious conferences. And I said, no, let me start with the lower one. And he's like, no, you're going to shoot up and reach the stars, And I said, really? Can I do it? And it was a 6% acceptance rate, but we did it, So when you have people who believe in you, and you have good, friends and team. My team is amazing. My team inspires me as well. I believe that it's not just you who inspires your team also inspires you. And I have an amazing team. I'm so blessed. And so it's just everyone in my life, that inspires me in my different phases in my life and in my journey.
Okay. Kavata, what advice would you offer young girls exploring STEM careers?
I'll tell them not to doubt themselves too much.
Yeah.
Because there sometimes they will feel a bit intimidated, like they don't belong. But that doesn't mean that they should walk away and leave the STEM space. what they have to do is, as you guys have mentioned, they should find people who are supporting them, find spaces where they are being heard, Yeah, so I'll just advise them to take one step at a time and be confident with themselves, because they truly, truly deserve to be in this space. Yeah.
I agree with Annette. And it's, so for me, I always tell also the women I meet and the women that I mentor is go take your seat. That is your place. Just go take it. Go own it. Because it's such a male-dominated industry and field that, you will, I have felt that way. You will feel like I'm not supposed to be here. Yeah. Should I have said that? I shouldn't have asked that question, or I fear I don't want to ask right now. And that fear, that should not be there. So you forget about this whole perception that it's not for women. I think that needs to change, and we're already in there. We should own that space, and we have made a difference. Okay, so I just want to tell all the women out there that don't fear getting into STEM. Go for it. It's interesting. It's nice. You can hear all our stories, and you make a difference in people's lives and your own life. Yeah. So one thing I always say is that don't feel like you have to be right all the time, because it's a learning curve for you. Learn, sit there. Lessons learned, I think, are very important in one's life, because you whatever you learn, you grow from it. So yes, it's still male dominated. I will say that, but we're getting into it. So just go out there, take your seat, and it's yours.
Yeah, that's very well said. I have nothing to add. They've said it all. Yeah, just yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah.
Is it yours? Sorry, I think it's.
Oh, okay. So, what's one misconception about women in STEM that you like to change or to challenge?
Okay. The fact that we're not fun, or we're just nerds and geeks and we're all about books, that's not all true, because we're normal people. We just are in technical roles, and it has nothing to do with our personalities. We promise we're fun.
For me, I think that the one misconception that I would want to change about women in STEM is that they feel like women are not technical enough. Is that conception? We could have done the same degree, but it's like it's been so male dominated that when a woman in that same line, or with the same qualifications comes in and, I don't know, codes or something, it's like that just that perception that they're not technical enough. Okay, and the other one, it's like, oh, but women are like, they're mothers and they're daughters, so they don't have enough time, and no, we're go-getters. I think we have just been blessed on how to manage our time, and I think we're stronger, right? Because we have so many responsibilities, but plus we're here at work. And so I think that misconceptions need to change. Yes, before it was male dominated, but I think it's changing. And I love this because I've seen it happening. We just a few months ago, we had these awards that Aga Khan Hospital won as best healthcare, and I personally, as woman in STEM, won, well, not won, but like it was published for me. I got top 45 most influential women in digital transformation in Africa. Okay, so it was all about women, and I love it because there was this CIO 100 DX Nova that is focusing on just women in STEM, and I love that because that's giving us a platform to grow and to be recognized. We women need more of this. AKU is a great place where women are given that opportunity. I like this. I like that here that there's there's no difference between a man and a woman.
Yeah.
It's changed. And so if we have institutions like that are supporting us, we have, organizations outside that are now highlighting and, looking at the contributions of women in STEM and recognizing them, it really makes a big difference. So these misconceptions will slowly now, fade away, and women can take that seat.
Oh, for me, I think one misconception that people do have about women in STEM is the idea that we are less feminine, or we are too masculine. But I think that idea is too outdated, because in real sense, we are still women, and we're capable of being in the STEM spaces and still be good mothers, be great sisters, be great daughters.
Yeah.
Okay. What does this year's, I'll ask you, Sharon. Now, what does this year's theme, AI, social science, STEM, finance, mean to you personally?
I would say I'd speak more into the AI space because that's where I'm in. And it just gives me an opportunity to really see the work that I do impact people directly in hospitals. So every day I write a piece of code or make a bug fix or do a new release. I know that this work is directly impactful to the people that will visit clinics. They'll get better care. They'll be treated, and that is my main motivation for doing what I do. I know it's directly impacting patients out there.
Nice. I'll say for me, it means inclusion. I think currently we are seeing more women get into these spaces of AI, science, finance. And yeah, I'll say it's more of, now we're trying to bridge the gap between having more men in STEM and more women and less women in STEM, sorry. So for me, it's more of inclusion.
Yeah, I agree with both of you. And I think with me, again, we're focusing on AI. And, I feel that we have had one, I call it the gold mine after the implementation of the electronic health record, is that we have so much data. And that's what you're working on as well, right? So this data that we have is a gold mine for us. We can do so much with this data in every way, right? So AI is there. So I think with this data, with the EHR as our platform, we can help you guys, with the AI. And also, when you look at the social science, you look at the finance part, because for you to do AI, you need to be financially stable. Okay.
Yeah.
So that sustainability needs to be there as well. So I think for me, this theme of STEM and AI, and it just all kind of fits together like a puzzle. And it's exactly what I want to be and where I want to be. And like Sharon said, my work has always been impacting patients' lives. And for what I do, I know I'm at the back, but the hat we wear, when there's a downtime, everyone goes crazy, right? Everyone, it stops, and we're like, okay, we know the value now we had. So no, but no, really, I think AI will be great for us. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to what we can do to just, I think, patient safety and access for patient, the care, that access to care for patients that are especially in the low income earning settings. How do we get care to them? And good care.
Good care, yeah.
Not just care, but good care. And I think AI can help us do this.
Exactly. Yeah, because good care is sort of restricted, or it's a misconception that you can only get good care when you pay good money for it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but AI can demystify all that, because now access has been decentralized, and people, despite your background, despite the kind of hospital you visit, AI can enable you to get good quality care.
Exactly. And that's the thing, right? When you're a patient, regardless of your background, regardless of your race or ethnic background, nothing, it shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Every patient should get the best treatment.
Sure.
So yes, I love that, what you just said. And yes, AI will help us do this, because like, look at little small things like teleconsult,
Yeah.
some patients can't afford to come all the way here, say for example, but now they have access to the specialists at a click of a button.
Yeah.
So you can imagine that's not even innovating with AI. We haven't even added AI into that. Imagine when we do it, like it'll be huge.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Final question. If you could send one message to your younger self, what would it be? Wanna go? Okay.
Okay. Believe in yourself, and just focus on what you want to do. Don't. For me, I feel like nothing is impossible, because even the word says impossible. So don't say it's not possible. Try your best. Take a deep dive into it. I remember when we were going live with the electronic health record, it looked impossible. It really did. We had consultants come from states here to help us implement, and they were shocked that, in the African continent, we had such a successful go live. So just have faith in yourself. And I feel like in my journey, God has been great. And so don't forget him, so I feel like when you have faith, strong faith, you can move mountains. Be ethical, be truthful, be honest. You can do things that go wrong, but just be honest, because my mom used to say, for one lie, you'll have to say 1,000 lies to cover that one lie. So with me, it is what it is. And I think that's what you need to just be a good person, and everything will come in place for you.
Oh, beautiful. What I will tell my younger self is to take one step at a time. I feel like big goals can actually be broken down into small chunks so that they can be very achievable. And also, I'll tell her to be so audacious out here and have that confidence and boldness, because I don't think anyone can survive without confidence.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Okay. What I would say to my younger self is, you have what it takes. I feel like I had to grasp for that a lot. I look for that sense of belonging a lot out from my support system, but I would tell myself to believe in myself all the way, because because I had what it takes. Looking back, I don't know why I maybe felt inadequate at some point, because looking back, I had what it takes.
Yeah.
I was well qualified. I don't know if it's because we're in this field where you have a lot of you feel it's male dominated, and you're feeling like maybe you don't belong. But if I could tell myself something, is to just ignore those feelings, to go for what I thought I deserved, and just believed in myself more. I feel like that would have saved me from a lot of self-doubt, because looking back, it wasn't worth it. Yeah, and to just go for what you believe you could get. Yeah,
I agree. And it's like, the women, especially women who are married and who have kids, and there's this perception out there that they will not be able to do it. But I think that is also really changing. And I know a lot of women out there did not reach where they wanted to reach because they said, I can't do it now, So like you said, if I was younger, I would push myself even harder.
Yeah.
And say it's okay if it's a male-dominated field, go for it, and don't feel like any lesser.
Yeah.
And I agree. I think
That was a really insightful.
yeah, it was great. Women in STEM.
Wow.
More support system in food.
Actually, got some insights from cooking and like, wow. This was supposed to be
really
an
nice.
interview, but it turned out to be an
It's like like we gave each other stories about our lives and what we've done, and I think that's how you encourage each other, you inspire each other, and I think that's really important, especially in this time of the world. It's so difficult with everything, but I think just being there and just encouraging each other is what you need.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Uzma and Sharon, for joining us this session. I hope this video inspires the future generation of women in STEM.